Professor Kivutha Kibwana is a very experienced politician. He has been around for a long time. Yeah, and as they say, an old man seated can see much farther than a young man who has even climbed a tree. Yeah, and the professor is warning us. Yeah, although he was talking very casually, he was joking. But he's warning us that where we're going, it will be necessary for the winner of the 2022 presidential elections to negotiate with the loser. Just listen in to the exact words the professor used. These are excerpts from the speech he made at a funeral. Just listen in. I'll be back.
Nilisema ni mtafiti, ni researcher, msomi kidogo. Kwa hivyo, I want to say this and listen a little. Kwamba, this election is very close. Na ule atashinda, na Mungu anajua ni nani, it will be necessary to have a government of national unity. It will not be possible for any one of the two to rule on their own. So it is better as Kenyans and as politicians to prepare ourselves for that. Ni kule kusoma kidogo tu na kuona mambo na kusema hiyo. Kwa hivyo nikimalizia, I want to ask Rigathi something a bit special na Veronica. Something special na Mudhama. Nimesikia mkisema kwamba hii UDA mko watu wanamjua Mungu. Nimesikia mkisema hivyo na nikikaa ninasikiliza watu. Na mimi nilipata nafasi kidogo ya kusoma theology miaka mitatu zaidi kidogo. Nilikuwa na Reverend Dr. Mwalwa. Yeye alikuwa mbele yangu na mimi nyuma kidogo. Na najua Dr. Ruto alikuwa huku zamani alikuwa chairman wa CU. Na hata alikuwa itinerant evangelist ama mchungaji wa kutangatanga. Traveling evangelist. Kwa hivyo, my plea, what I'm trying to ask is I want a special volunteer position so that I become, you will ask for me, I become Ruto's associate pastor. Ninajua na pastors wengi hapa wale wakubwa, lakini mimi nataka kuwa associate pastor. Because I know that a time is coming in our country when we will need peace to be made. Na hata hakuna maana ya kurudishiana maneno na the president. Hiyo sasa wakati imepitwa. Na kwa sababu ukirudishia president maneno na wewe ukiwa president unaweza kurudishiwa maneno, lakini najua Rigathi hiyo hawezi kukubali mambo ya aina hiyo. So kwa sababu watu walisema sana UDA nyingi mpaka nikachanganikiwa kidogo, labda some of what I've said labda what I have said ya Azimio imekuwa imechanganyikana kidogo, lakini kulikuwa na some points there. So Mudhama and family, poleni, God will be with you. And hata wewe umekuwa ukiniambia habari ya UDA kidogo, but of course Kibwana always makes his own mind. Asanteni.
What? Now on our show today, this is precisely what I'm analyzing. so that we understand exactly what the professor was talking about. Because we're expecting a general election. There's peace in Kenya, there's no problem. So what was this guy talking about? Yeah, you'll fully understand after taking in this video. Now, I have also decided, because this is a confirmation of what we've been saying on this channel, I've also decided that there's so many of us who don't read. And yet the contents of my book, Let the Blood Flow, are so terribly important at this time. Yeah. And so, I have already started production of a video version of this ebook, so that everybody who has ordered it will get a copy of that video version as I produce them, part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on. Yeah. So if you've not taken advantage of this offer, take it now. Because after the video is complete, it may not be available, or it will be available at a very high price. So rush and take advantage of this offer. You can see full details on your screen right now. Yeah. And it also gives you access to my weekly intelligence briefings, which will also be carrying a lot of information as we go into the election. In fact, I've already started doing that. Sensitive information that cannot be included on this channel. And of course, after you subscribe, you'll get all the previous WABs you've missed, which is quite a treat, because it's packed with a lot of highly sensitive information you should know, so that you're able to accurately analyze Kenyan politics. There are many people who come on this channel, and you can tell from their comments, they have no idea. They think they understand, but they have no idea. You can tell from the comments they make. And I'm not talking about paid hands. I'm not talking about the 36 bloggers or 39 bloggers or whatever. No. I'm talking about just ordinary Kenyans who don't understand and who don't believe there is anything to understand. Let's not be in the dark. Let us at least understand. Then we can make wise decisions and we can save our country. Karibu sana to my show. Enjoy. Governor Kivutha Kibwana, the governor for Makueni, made a speech at the send-off of the daughter of the chairman of the UDA party, Johnson Muthama. It was a longish speech, and anybody who was not paying attention would have missed a lot, because it was very deep, extremely deep. And Governor Kibwana brought out a lot of wisdom from his many years of experience. Indeed, during his speech, he said several times, he listens very carefully to people. But let us get this whole thing into perspective. Kivutha Kibwana was probably the only high-level Azimio la Umoja person at that function. Even many Wiper members gave that function a wide berth. They didn't turn up. You see, we're in the political season where you have to be very careful anything you do. And I guess many of them felt, quite rightly, that if they turn up at the funeral, it is still a UDA function. And it could either confuse their supporters or even confuse the Azimio High Command, so that they don't get the favors they seek. Oh yes, politicians are always seeking something or the other. They're always looking for a way to take advantage of this emerging opportunity or the other. That's the truth. But Kibwana said he was there because he normally attends these functions, and completely ignores political affiliations. Because he and Mudama go a long way back. They worked together under the Kibaki administration. They worked together in the Wiper Party, when both of them were in the Wiper Party of Kalonzo Musyoka. They go a long way back. And so Kibwana said there was no way he would miss this function to come and condole with his friend, whatever the political class may want to think. So what exactly did Kivutha Kibwana say, Governor Makueni? Well, in one sentence, he told us that after the coming elections, we will have no option but to go for a grand coalition government. A government where the winner unites with the loser to form a government. Now, those of you who are familiar with this channel will already know what I have said, that is very closely linked to what the good governor was saying. And trust me, we have not been exchanging notes. I don't even know him. I have never met him. But it seems we are saying the same thing. Now let me jog your memory a little, because maybe some of you are lost. In one of my recent videos, I said that the Deputy President has a plan B, which is actually his current plan A. And those of you who took in that video, remember I said that the way the Deputy President is behaving, the way he's carrying out his campaigns, it is not the campaign of a presidential candidate who plans to win the general elections by getting majority votes. It's not. Something else. I'm sure you remember that. Those who are regulars here. Now, for those who are still in the dark, let me put it this way. Under what circumstances are grand coalition governments formed? Where the loser unites with the winner. Under what conditions? Well, I'll take you back to 2007. The hotly contested 2007 general elections, which led to the very unfortunate clashes, where so many innocent Kenyans lost their lives. And both the winner and the loser, and the alleged winner and the alleged loser, had to sit down and talk. You remember those peace talks? That's what they were refereed by the late Kofi Annan, a respected international diplomat, former Secretary General of the United Nations, the UN. Now, for those who may think that that is a small matter, I want you to picture the following. A government which has already been formed, a government which is in power, with all the state resources and state machinery, etc., etc. For that government to agree to sit on a table and negotiate with somebody else to share the cake they see as their own, to share the cake they believe they've gone through a lot to win, is not a small matter. Just try and picture, what would it take such a government to bring it down to its knees, because that's what it is, and force it on a negotiation table? Hey, it must be very serious things. It must be a country on the edge, almost ungovernable. And this is one of the reasons why I believe the ebook I wrote on this subject is terribly, terribly important at this time. So much so that I've been talking about it a lot on this channel. And now I'm even going a step further, because there are many people who don't read. I am producing a video version of it, where you can take it in as a video, a YouTube video. Because the truth is, a vast majority of Kenyans, or let me put it in another way, very, very few Kenyans know and understand precisely what unfolded in 2008, January. Some people have an idea, even the people around them. Many of them do not fully comprehend what happened. We are supposed to learn from the past and the present in order to avoid tragedies in future. And this is why I believe this book, Let the Blood Flow, is terribly, terribly important. I wish I had enough resources to distribute free copies, even free versions of the video. Come to think of it, if there are any of you out there who feel what I feel, because I'm not able, my circumstances do not allow, if any of you can partner with me and purchase this ebook plus the video for others who are not able to afford, I'd be very grateful. And it would be helping all of us, so that I can be able to send free copies. I can find a way of getting people who will really take it in, people who are really interested. Don't just distribute free to everybody. Because most people, when they get a free thing, they just put it aside. It's free. They don't care. But when they spend something on it, when it costs them something, they'll take the time. Don't worry, I'll find a way. So that I distribute these copies and this video to as many Kenyans as possible. It is so important that we understand. If for nothing else, for what may be staring at us in the face. Professor Kivutha Kibwana spoke so casually. He spoke very slowly, very comfortably, without emphasis on anything. And so it is very easy for most people to miss what he was really saying. I've included a link in the description area to that video. Make sure you take it in. I'm sure after what you have heard, you'll be more alert and you'll understand what the professor was saying. He started off by saying that he'd like to be appointed an associate pastor of the deputy president. He said the deputy president already has many pastors, but he'd like to be included as an associate pastor. Why? Because where we are going, the deputy president will need to sit down with another side, and negotiate. What the professor was telling us is that he believes the deputy president is not a man who believes in negotiations, especially when he has an upper hand in something, especially when he has a slight advantage in something. And I believe we've already seen this. The deputy president has always been telling us that the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga was a mistake. It derailed the Big Four agenda. It messed up so many things. He has been repeating that so many times that most Kenyans believe it. Most Kenyans have totally forgotten how the country was before the handshake. And others are not interested. History is boring. They're not interested even in going there. The country was breaking apart. People were talking very seriously about secession, dividing the country called Kenya into two different republics. One side of the political divide, and where they got most of their votes from, a new separate republic. The rest of the country, which got a vast majority of the votes but were cheated out of victory, another republic. That's how people are talking. I even have several videos on this channel from the time, talking about this secession issue. And even promoting the idea, because things were so bad, it was difficult to see how the country would hold together. Things were bad. And then the handshake happened. The last thing we expected, yeah, and the country came together again. Peace returned. People were able to do business, etc., etc. The vast majority of Kenyans who live from hand to mouth were now finally able to go back out there, do something, to put food on the table for their precious families. Folks, it was not a small matter. We can't take it lightly. We can't. So what Kibwana was telling us is that he needs to be an associate pastor to the deputy president so that he convinces him, yeah, to be able to sit down and negotiate with the other side. Now remember, when the good professor is making these remarks, we are headed to a general election. People are very excited about it. They are wondering who will win. Each side is very determined to win. Yeah, although as I've told you, one of the sides, their high command, if you ask them to tell you the truth, yeah, if you wake them up suddenly at night and demand the truth from them and they spill it out, they will tell you they have no intentions of winning a general election because they know they can never win that general election. Folks, that is the naked truth. I also want to remind you that it was on this channel when covering the attack on Raila Odinga's chopper, yeah, that I said it is a very bad sign of possible things to come. Because that particular incident happened at the Rift Valley. Yeah. Raila had even avoided attending the funeral of his good old friend and had decided to go late, yeah, when he thought or believed those who had been hired to cause trouble would have gone home. But he was wrong. He was still attacked. I believe it would have been much worse if he had come for the funeral. Yeah, we'll be talking another story. Folks, please let us be sensitive. And those who are praying, please let us heighten our prayers for our dear country. Because we don't have any other country to go to. This is all we have. Kenya is our home. We don't have any other second home we can fall back on. Yeah? And therefore it is terribly important that we heighten our prayers for the dear motherland. It is okay to analyze politics. And indeed I'll keep on analyzing it on this channel. It is okay to enjoy politics and to enjoy the intrigues, yeah, and the hesabu ya siasa, the arithmetic that is in politics, the suspense, all that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying all that. However, an old experienced man, a professor, yeah, not even me, has seen the future. And he has told us with great wisdom that that future is not good. In fact, as he was telling us that that future is not good, he was cracking jokes. I'd like to be an associate pastor. Ha ha ha. Everybody laughed. Yeah. And so many may not have caught his next statement. Yeah, or his next remarks after that. Yeah. He said that where we're going, something called negotiations between the winner and the loser will be necessary. And what he was actually telling us is that the character and the past record of the deputy president is such that he needs an associate pastor with the experience and understanding of Kivutha Kibwana for him to understand and to get him to the negotiation table for the sake of Kenya, which is bigger than all of us. God Almighty help Kenya. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.